Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
No, this is Catherine Arms on page 1, docket 19745.
All right, Ms. Arms, you're here to be arraigned on the charge of driving on a suspended license, evading arrest, reckless endangerment, and resisting arrest. You have the right to an attorney. Do you wish to have a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Public defender, since she is in custody, I will appoint the public defender to represent you.
Winner plea of not guilty, Your Honor. Waive the formal reading of the indictment.
Plea of not guilty is entered.
That's General Sagi, so it'll be 8/12.
August the 12th will be your next status date.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Public defender will be up to talk with you.
Your Honor's Melissa Clark on page 3, docket 19695.
All right.
Your Honor, that is one of Mr. Vaughn's cases. With Mr. Vaughn not being present, he's asked us to be set to the 22nd for to enter a plea.
All right, Ms. Clark, your lawyer is in transit, but was supposed to be back here today, but has run into an issue that's been plaguing a lot of people. His airline has canceled the flight he was on, so he's stuck in another location trying to get home. So we're going to put you on July 22nd and hopefully resolve the matter, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor's Corey Bland on page 2, docket 19729.
And Judge, I represent Mr. Bland in General Sessions Court. I have met with Mr. Bland. If Your Honor could give us a couple more weeks, maybe that July 22nd date, for me to finalize my agreement with Mr. Bland, and I should be in a position on that day to arraign him and enter an appearance.
You just want to reset the arraignment for July 22nd?
That'd be great, Judge, if you could do that.
Is 8/12 long enough for you?
No,
Or is that too long?
8/12 or 7/22? I mean,
I
I
don't
think I can do
care.
it.
8/12 would be fine.
It's General Sagi, so.
Okay,
it's not
8/12
like
works
much
fine,
longer.
Judge.
Put it on General Sagi's docket for August the 12th.
Thank you, Judge.
Your Honor's Tyler Burkhart on page 2 and 3, docket 19566 through 19570 and 19642 through 19643.
Your Honor, that's another one we spoke about with Mr. Vaughn. He's asked us to be set to the VOP day. Mr. Burkhart has quite a few cases, and Mr. Vaughn thought it would be best for him to be here to enter that plea.
All right, Mr. Burkhart, your lawyer is stuck in transit trying to get home due to a cancellation of his flight while he was out of town. So we're going to put you on July 22nd to let Mr. Vaughn be here for your case, all right?
Appreciate it, Mr. Wolfe.
We'll see you on July 22nd.
So,
Your Honor's Morgan Crave on page 4, docket 19696.
All right. Mr. Atchison?
Morning, Judge.
Morning.
Your Honor, I represent Ms. Crave, speaking with General Wilby in this matter. If we could move her to the 7/22 date, VOP date.
And move her for that, for what reason?
I need to meet with the family to discuss the resolution.
All right. So July 22nd.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
This is Kay Haskins on page 5, docket 19729.
All right, Ms. Haskins, you are here to be arraigned on a count that, or an indictment with multiple counts. You have the right to an attorney. These are drug possession charges. You have the right to a lawyer. Do you wish to have a lawyer represent you?
Yes.
All right, public defender?
Yes.
Winner plea of not guilty, waive the formal reading.
Plea of not guilty is entered. We're going to deliver a copy of that charge to the public defender here. Plea of not guilty is entered. What date?
8/12, Your Honor.
All right, your next court date will be August the 12th. Public defender is going to be up to talk with you about your case to get you ready for either a resolution or a trial.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, there's a co-defendant named Corey Bland on this, and we've represented him
All right.
multiple times.
Sorry.
We're going to appoint Mr. Mark Atchison then to represent her. Mr. Atchison, if you will accept this appointment, we'll go ahead and put you in her case.
Judge, I'll accept the appointment. Has she been arraigned?
We just arraigned her. All right, show Mr. Mark Atchison as the attorney.
Your Honor, this is Eric Henderson on page 6, docket 19573 through 19575.
Gotta say, if we can mark that for discussion for the state and I to discuss getting this resolved.
Well, are we gonna need him brought up?
I think it's likely we'll need them brought up, Your Honor.
Right. We'll put it on the second call. Thank you.
All right. You ready, sir?
Before we bring the next one out, I've got, Mr. Flanagan, I've got Thomas Tapp has been, admitting him into, is that your case or was that Mr. Salt? Is Thomas Tapp your case, Mr. Salt?
It's mine.
It's yours? Well, I'm bringing Mr. Tapp in. Mr. Tapp, can you hear me okay? All right, Mr. Tapp, I can hear you. Mr. Flanagan, your lawyer is here in the courtroom. What are we doing with Mr. Tapp?
Well, I think the state, I'll let them speak to it. I think we put it on the 22nd. Is that right?
We did, Your Honor.
All right, we put him on the 22nd. Are we gonna need to transport him or are we gonna?
I think we need to transport him.
I do too, Your Honor.
'Cause I think
Tapp, we're gonna have to transport you to, for your next court appearance, and that's gonna be July 22nd. Mr. Flanagan, if you'll just let him know.
I will.
Apparently, he's not able to hear. The volume is not working on his end.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay,
All right, July 22nd, we're gonna have to bring you here to hopefully dispose of your case. We'll need a transport order, Florence.
Mr. Tapp, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're putting it on the 22nd of July. We're either going to resolve it that day or pick a trial date, but we're going to have you transported here because I think we're going to get it resolved. And I'll talk to you about the details later.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir.
What's that? That's all? No.
At the jail, what is your name?
Your Honor, this is David Johnson on page 7, docket 18004.
All right, Mr. Johnson, you're here to be arraigned on a charge of violation of community corrections. You have the right to an attorney. Do you wish to have a lawyer represent you?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you and deliver to them a copy of the affidavit of violation of community correction.
We enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
Plea of not guilty is entered. You wish a formal reading of that?
No, Your Honor.
Formal reading has been waived. Plea of not guilty is entered, set for hearing on July 22nd. We're going to have a hearing in your case July 22nd unless your lawyer wants to try to work out something else.
Okay.
July 22nd.
Your Honor, this is Brian Neblett on page 11, docket 19265.
It's a co-defendant on Thomas Tapp for 722.
I'm sorry.
Is this Mr. Neblett?
Yes.
He's a co-defendant with Thomas Tapp to put on July 22nd.
Are you Brian Neblett?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Neblett, I show Sonny Stevens as his lawyer.
That's correct.
That's it. You want that moved. All right, we're gonna, your lawyer's requested to move your case to July 22nd for possible disposition. So we'll move you to that day.
All right.
July 22nd, hopefully we'll resolve it.
Your Honor, this is Philip Keck on page 8, docket 19693.
All right. Mr. Keck's lawyer is Vid Sanker. We heard from Attorney Sanker. Have you been in touch with your lawyer? And we appointed, I think, a Vid Sanker to represent you. Have you had communications with that attorney?
No, sir.
You haven't heard from him at all?
I feel like there was a text thread last night that I wasn't paying a lot of attention to be frank, but I think she may have been in the hospital, maybe a car wreck or something. So I know this is General Sage's, and I think she would request us to put it on 8/12 to see if Ms. Sanker's okay.
All right, we're gonna have to move your case to the 12th. It's a, report is that your attorney may have been involved in an accident. And if for some reason she's not able to proceed, we will replace her and give you a different attorney. But right now, I'm gonna put you on August the 2nd. And
August
we'll go.
2nd.
All right, thank you. August 12th, I'm sorry.
8/12.
August 12th.
Okay.
All right.
Your Honor, it's Timothy Clark on page 4, docket 19434 and 19530.
All right, public defender, this is the case that Mr.
Your Honor, in this case, Mr. Clark is being evaluated.
We wanted to move it to July 22nd.
I believe it should be set out in November, Your Honor.
November.
Being evaluated.
And I anticipate there being a competency actual hearing, so whatever date in
Oh,
November.
that's the one, okay. Let's, so you think in November is gonna require a hearing?
I do, Your Honor.
Well, generally, the docket with the monthly criminal docket calls, well, criminal dockets are not that long on the docket day. So why don't we just put it on November the 10th at 1:30?
I guess if we run out of time, we can move it to the VOP date.
Correct. Are you gonna need to have expert witnesses?
Yes,
I would probably have Dr. Moore, and I don't know the name of their expert, but
Which day do you think would be better, the docket day or the VOP day? Okay. Let's put it at 1:30 on November the 10th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
yes.
Mr. Clark, your lawyer's out of town and is stuck in transit, but he had requested that we set your case for a hearing on the competency determination that you're undergoing an evaluation. So we're gonna put you on November the 10th at 1:30 to have that hearing. Your
Okay.
lawyer will be in touch with you.
Okay. Your Honor, this is Roy Mayo on page 9, docket 19423 and 19424.
Who's on?
Yes, Judge, I represent Mr. Mayo. You know, we've received offers from state, we received discovery. I took this case over, was appointed after another attorney had previously, I believe there'd been a competency evaluation done. If we could leave the case on the docket, so I go meet with Mr. Mayo, try to see if we can resolve the case today. If not, we may need to get a trial date.
All right, so do you want him to be brought up
I'd like to be able to meet with him today.
or
if I
after
could.
lunch?
Yes,
Or-
Judge.
All right. I'm gonna put you on the second call, Mr. Mayo, and your lawyer will be talking with you about this case, but we'll need to put you on the bring up list. All
Thank you,
right, we'll
Judge.
see you after lunch.
Your Honor, Zachary Mao on page 11, docket 19705.
Your Honor, that case has already been resolved. If we can,
All right,
I believe my investigators already
we're
talked to
waiting on
Mr.
the
Mel.
evaluation on Mr. Mal, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mal, there's a court order down to have you evaluated, and so the case has been postponed, was it the November 10th date?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your case has been reset for November the 10th for us to get the results of the evaluation, so we will come back to you on that day.
Yes,
The lawyer will be in touch. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is Arthur Patterson Jr. on page 11, docket 19461.
All right, Mr. Patterson, you're here to be arraigned on a charge of violation of probation. It's alleged you were placed on probation on or about May 29th of 2024 for a period of 8 years, and that you have allegedly violated the probation. You have the right to an attorney. Do you wish to have a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Hand them a copy of the affidavit of violation of probation.
Mr. Plea of not guilty, waive a formal reading, Your Honor.
Plea of not guilty is entered, set for hearing July 22nd. We'll see you then.
All right, thank
Your Honor, this is David Watson on page 13, docket 19735.
Watson, you're here to be arraigned on an indictment charging you with burglary and theft of property. You have the right to an attorney. Do you wish to have a lawyer?
Oh, yes, sir.
All right, public defender. Public defender will be appointed.
Enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor, waive a formal reading.
Plea of not guilty is entered. Status or trial date?
8/12, Your General.
August the 12th will be the next status date. Your lawyer will be up to talk with you and get you ready for your next court hearing, which is August the 12th.
Okay.
Sure, I still have the motion in Mr. Israel. He is here in the courtroom. I've spoken to the general. It's just modifying the bond restrictions. He had filed a pro se motion asking that his restrictions be modified to not include his church and his friend's home. But ultimately, it comes down to the wife is no longer living in the state of Tennessee. She's living in California. And she actually filed a motion for an order of protection there based on the same facts she has in the one here in Tennessee, and it wound up being dismissed. So if she's in California, we're asking that his bond restrictions as far as location, he has an ankle monitor, so his bond restrictions as far as where he's allowed to travel in Tennessee be lifted, because there's no reason for him to be restricted. The reason it's very important is his job was a traveling masseuse. That's what he did for a living.
Job with what?
A traveling masseuse. He'd go to locations to do massages. And because of bond restrictions, he's limited to, you can't go here, you can't go there. In fact, he didn't realize he wasn't allowed to go to church till he went to church. And the company reached out to him and said, you can't go there. So we're just asking that since she's not in Tennessee, that therefore his bond restrictions be lifted to allow him to travel throughout Tennessee without any issues.
Well, I'm looking for the bond restrictions themselves to see what is actually imposed.
Your Honor, I don't even actually have a list of them. I'm told there is one. I haven't seen it.
Well, in the case I'm looking at now, which is docket number 19744, on a charge of 2 counts of stalking, the bond conditions, as I see them at least, are no contact with the victim unless to discuss the issues regarding their children.
Yes, Your Honor. That's the bond restrictions I was aware of. But there's been some issues with the ankle monitor. I don't want to cause any more issues. And he's being told by the ankle monitor company and I understand the clerk's office that there were more restrictions on locations. Like I said, he was told you can't go to church. And so, or that church. So we're trying to make sure he don't go where he's not supposed to.
General Sylvia, I know that oftentimes we assume there are restrictions regarding his travel, but there also may not be. I'm just looking to see if I can find what bond conditions there are.
And that's the indictment he was just reading, or the charges he was just reading.
All right, clerk has assisted me in locating what I think of this is the no contact order that was entered in. It's not actually shown as a bond condition per se, but it is a no contact order. Well, the main one is that the defendant is prohibited from harassing, annoying, telephoning, contacting, or otherwise communicating with the alleged victim either directly or indirectly. But then that is modified by a handwritten notation that may have contact with the victim to discuss issues involving minor children only. And subsequent to that, there is another provision that says the defendant is directed to vacate or stay away from the home of the alleged victim and to stay away from any other location where the victim is likely to be. I'm assuming that that is the provision you're referring to, General Sylvia. But I don't see that there is any restriction on his travel.
Okay.
So you know, my suggestion would be that we just put an order down clarifying on this motion that all of the bond conditions remain in full force and effect. But that nothing in that bond, and there are no bond restrictions against him traveling as long as he is not, again, having contact with her or going to places where she is likely to be, which would be the friends and family that General Sylvie was referring to. So.
Well, I don't know who those persons would be because they've got extensive, I mean, they're a church family. I mean, have friends through the church. She doesn't live in Tennessee. She's in California. If General wants to get with me and let me know when she's going to be in Tennessee, I'll be glad to tell him an address where she might be. But I mean,
I don't think they're going to want to tell you and let your client know when he is charged with stalking in violation of an order of protection. The last thing they're going to do is tell you where she is going to be located so you can relay that to your client. I mean, I would assume you understand the reasoning
I
behind
do
it.
understand, Your Honor. I also did the prelim in this one, so this is going to be an interesting hearing. But the issue is that my client, that just prevents him from going anywhere because he doesn't know when she's going to come to Tennessee or who she might stay with.
Well, this states that he is directed to vacate or stay away from the home of the alleged victim, to stay away from any other location where she is likely to be. Now, if, as far as he knows, she's not likely to be somewhere, then he's free to go.
Wherever.
And if she is there and he finds out, then he needs to vacate it to be in compliance. About
Absolutely.
as simple as it can be.
I'm good with that, just as long as that's how it's communicated and not just, he's got to stay away from her friends' houses because he assumes she's not there.
Well,
They're his friends too.
We oftentimes, when I was General Sessions Judge, we used to explain it like this. He can go anywhere he wants to, but if he walks into Walmart and she's in Walmart, he leaves.
That's how
He
I
goes to
explain
the
it.
church and she walks in, he gets up and walks out.
Absolutely.
It's just, I mean, the burden's on him to avoid it. You know, as long as he leaves, she can't complain.
Yes. Well, she wasn't at the church and they made him leave. So I'm just trying to make sure. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. And are we ready on any of these other matters that we'll put on second call? We got two other defendants. Come up to the podium. You two. Up to the podium. We are honored to have two future lawyers in our midst. And I'm just going to have you for the record, since this will go out to the entire world that's watching on a live stream of the YouTube. You can state your name and where you attend school and what your intentions are regarding the practice of law. So we'll start with our female co-counsel here.
I'm Kirsten Brown. I'm a rising 3L at Belmont Law, and I haven't completely decided where I'm going, but I'm liking criminal prosecution.
All right, you're going to stay in Tennessee or you're going to go somewhere else?
I haven't decided that yet either.
Well, that doesn't count now. You got to decide right now whether you're going to stay in Tennessee or go somewhere else. So, all right, and what is your name, sir?
My name is Matthew Barron. I'm a rising 2L at Vanderbilt Law. I am getting a lot of exposure to criminal prosecution and I'm excited about it. I don't know where I'll stay long term.
Well, ask Mr. Willoughby about exposure to the criminal practice. Sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes it's not, so.
I don't think my dad had gray hair this young, so.
If you think your hair is gray, you might want to think
It
about
has its
it
moments,
again.
its spots. Beard is for sure getting there.
All right, well, glad to have you both here. Please come back and join us anytime you want to. We're happy to always encourage people to get exposure. I think one of the best recommendations I can make to anyone who wants to pursue a legal career that would involve the courtroom is to be in the courtroom as often as you can and observe as much as you can, because as you both know, watching a courtroom proceeding in real life is nothing like what you see on television unless it's actually a live broadcast of a case. So anyway, good to see you both. Thank you for being here. We are now adjourned.
Thank you.